So today we're going to just talk about the format because I want to have a little bit of fun. And these are up on the website. They might be sold out by the time that this video goes up, but another shout out to this if you're interested in picking them up. Remember, pick the right shipping option. If they are oversold, there might be a restock later this evening, as I have to pull the ones out of the queue to release for the people that just don't complete their purchases. Let's get into my discussion, shall we? So I just wanted to talk about the format a little bit here. Little odds and ends, little things we've been testing for Master Rule 5. Yes, by the way, so it is officially called Master Rule 5. I just wanted to point that out because Konami called it Master Rule 5. So we're going to follow suit with that. So there's that. Now, current format. I'm still playing, Extrav Spiral. I think that, so I do like the heavy combo variant for this deck. I do, but Extrav, this bad card, I like the simplistic boards that you end on. The Appaloosa Sleeper, maybe with a Phoenix or an Abyss Dweller, depending on how your day is going. I think that that's fine. I mean, more for like a local style environment, things like that. I think that this deck is probably going to be what I want to play. I'm not going to lie. I get a headache going through Tri-Gate plays, even though probably the scrap board or the scrap deck is probably just the best variant out there. Let's be honest here. For all intents and purposes, I do think that scrap package is probably pretty much better. Now, come post needle fiber, the scrap package in combination with recycler, that's going to be some crazy shenanigans. Literally just thinking about going down the Jet Synchron into the other plays, that will probably, if the deck survives a ban list or something, that will probably be the build that will, take off, per se, as the best build. So, all intents and purposes, right now, we're on this. I might do another metagame discussion for locals. I actually didn't get the chance to go to locals last week. That's why you guys didn't actually get one of those reports. Also, 2 weeks ago, I made that video where I talked about putting double Appaloosa on the field. Reading is hard, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've only read that line on Appaloosa once in my life, so apologies on that. I blatantly assure you that is just my own blatant ignorance for doing that. Oh man, that was great. Can't believe I'm that dumb. But it'd be like that sometimes. So there's that. Now, we've gone to the dark side of the format now. We've got Shadal's now running amok. Alright, now, we had players that were messing around with pure Shadal's. Oh my god. You just say the word pure and people automatically lose their mind. And I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people that saw the Shadal structure decks. I've only played Shadal's for one event in my life. It was 1 week after release of the deck, back in 15. I had the deck, I picked it up, got my invite at a site event, and I ended up just being like, alright, this is it. And then I got rid of the deck. And that's when I kind of stepped back from the game during that whole point. So I wanted to revisit Dolls and just mess around with the pure variant. Because, honestly, yeah, I know, right? We're just pulling sealed structure decks out of the air here. So, honestly, this deck, in its pure form, post Master Rule 5, is going to be a fun deck. It's not going to be super Tier 1 competitive. No. Honestly, the Alistair package, makes up for that, as we're currently seeing in the format. But this deck is a lot of fun in its pure form. And a lot of people, the hard value out of this for $10, you get like $20 in singles for today's format. So, honestly, if you're a new player and you want a good, hot, solid product to maybe not so much play at the moment, alright? But in the future, if you want to mess around pure Shadal's, this is the product for you, honestly. So that's my thoughts on that. I do want to mess around with pure Shadal's little bit. I think this is just one of those windows where Robbie's like, ooh, candy. I haven't been. If you guys like follow me and like have seen me throughout the years, you haven't seen me really want to like explore and like experiment around in this game. This is like the first actual time in a very long time that a lot of my viewers have been like, Robbie, you've got the spark in your eyes. You wanna play Yu-Gi-Oh at the moment? Yeah. We actually, you guys watched the Dragon Maid versus Metagame game, where players were commenting, they're like, oh, the Metagame player was bad. No, that was our first experiment for it. Alright, it was a hot break. Alright, like, we just got the proxies put together. We wanted to mess around. And I figured, you know what, we'd throw it up on YouTube, kind of mess around with things. Chamber's a good card, don't get me wrong. I think she's one of the best support cards that we could have given to Dragon Maids, but the problem that we have here with the deck at this point is, well, we need 2 more good cards. I think we can get there. Chamber was fantastic. Getting the search, and then the fusion negator that tags down into house. Fantastic. 100%. Like, I'm so happy. Like, it was so good. Like, I know, like, the average duelist isn't going to be able to pick up the deck and truly enjoy it for what it is. That deck is a lot of fun, man. Like, now, back burner for other things. Messing around metagame thoughts here. I still have Striker. I haven't abandoned the deck. I haven't had time to mess around with it. There was a list that came out of Duelith last 2 weekends ago, actually. The list came out. I've had it. I want to mess around with it a little bit. I haven't had much time to actually sit down and concrete play. Like, the best you get from me is like, all right, cool. Like, I've got my Striker core. I have ideas I want to execute and things. I get my friends come over. I play a couple matches, upload 1 or 2 of them to YouTube. You know, kind of just go from there. That's like the extent of what I have right now. But that's a topic for another thing. So Striker, it's basically Mystic Mind deck for this format. I know it has 2 regional tops at this point. It's not great. I think it got 20th place out of the Indie Regional 2 weeks ago at the 500-man one. I can't confirm or deny that. It's just what I was told. But that would be 3 decent showings for the deck at this point. But it's basically hide behind Mystic Mind deck. Hayate's dump, Kagari's recur back. You know, you recycle your Kagaris. Losing Engage sucked. The deck's kind of in the same place that Thunder was. It's still good. You know, it still does what it does. It's just a little bit lower on the scale now. It's very solid tier 2, don't get me wrong. But it's still fun. Alright, and I'm not going to take that away from the deck. Everybody was like, oh, Rob, you're such a meta sheep following the Sky Striker. I'm like, no, genuinely, I loved the concept of it. I loved the stun aspect that you could pull from the toolbox. Alright, like, I loved that about the deck. And then I just look at the rest of the format. I'm like, well, I love Spiral too. So, messing around with that. So, little updates for going on there. So anyway, Master Rule 5 testing. Dragon Maids are fun. We messed around with Orcust. Wasn't the greatest showing in the world for testing, don't get me wrong. We got a lot of things to kind of work out of those decks. If you guys want those deck profiles, by the way, if you guys want the early stages of Dragon Maids and you want the early Orcust deck profiles, we can upload those. Just understand that they are very much works in progress. And maybe you guys can give us some of your opinions to kind of steer us in the right direction. I know right now in the Dragon Maid deck, I'm trying to play it a lot more like a stun deck. I definitely am a huge fan of strikes, warnings, judgments, things like that. Super polys kind of built into the deck. Like, I love things like that because it makes breaking boards a whole lot easier. And I think the problem that I'm running into is if you don't draw those, well, and I guess, you can only do so much. Like, you're Dragon Maids, man. Like, if you don't open up Chamber to get the search, or, your opponent ashes you and you just don't have the extenders, you're literally dead in the water. Like, you have to get to the Solemns to offer you protection. Like, the deck is very much oriented around that hot center turn 1. And if anything happens to you, you're SOL. Like, even going second, like, I guess you can make the argument to main super polys to help break boards, and then you set up the whole fusion mechanic to do its thing. But at the end of the day, it's just like there's no point to this because they can just break your board so easily. So I don't know. The warnings and the judgments definitely make the straw play a little bit more stable. And I mean, we're playing Phantasmes in the deck. Whole logic behind the Phantasmes is it's another dragon that you can, toggle out with to meet the requirements for the fusions. If your opponent links them, it's, hey, free value. Like, multi-purposing cards are a good thing. And considering, like, the deck needs the requirements for dragons above X, it's level 5 or higher dragons, so yeah, for the fusion. So that's one important thing, is like, for the time being, Phantasme just gets to waddle his way on in. I'm also playing Extrav in the deck, mainly at this point, because, yeah, you don't really care about your extra deck per se, but the big thing here is you're getting that draw power. Especially, like, if you have to go second, like, getting to a higher amount of cards definitely gives you a little bit more room to make those counter plays that you need to break that board. So, I mean, hey, ending on Heavenly Spheres, or like bounces, or like straw with like 2 Psalms, 3 Psalms if you opened up really good, backing it up. 4 negates, by the way. Seems pretty good to me. Hey, who cares about life points? So, that's kind of where we are right now on the channel for the current format. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never truly ends. Thank you, patrons, for helping support the channel. Without you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. And for those of you that like Cardfight Vanguard, FanCool40 is here for all your content needs. And those of you asking if I sell cards, mcoolgames.com for all your trading card game needs. Check the description for more interesting info. Thanks for watching, guys.